otherwise Captain Manzana will tell a lot of jokes in Dutch. And I will try to tell some in Norwegian. So, if the marvels of modern technology works, which it did, here's our outline. Talk a little bit about Holland America Line's Signature of Excellence, the Mariner Society program, and Q&A, as I said. So, the Nieuw Amsterdam history is pretty profound. We've had 4 Nieuw Amsterdams now in our company's history. This is the 4th one. The first one was launched in 1906, and it retired from our service in 1931. So you probably never saw that, to be honest. You were too young, right? Too young. It had just probably retired when you were born. Yeah. But it was a very, very important ship for us because she was probably the principal ship in terms of carrying immigrants from the old world to the new world back at the turn of the century and during the time leading up to and through the First World War. And Holland America Line, as you probably know, has a very, very rich immigrant history. We brought more Europeans to the New World than any other company, which didn't quite continue on to Nieuw Amsterdam too. The immigration had really slowed down. The Depression had set in, but so the golden age was trying to come back, and Holland put a lot of effort behind building this magnificent ship that you served on, Johannes. And Nieuw Amsterdam too was christened by the current Queen's grandmother, Queen Wilhelmina, in 1938 when she was launched. And then she was immediately withdrawn because of the war. And she served as a troop carrier across the Atlantic, carrying some 800,000 troops from the United States to the theaters of war in Europe, and did so without being torpedoed, without being sunk. And after the war, she was put back, I think pretty much the way she was before the war, in terms of the artwork and so forth. I think that had all been preserved. And then, what year did you join the Holland?
After the war, it came back.
It came back. Was it restored in Holland, do you know?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. I think it was restored in Holland.
I think it will.
Yeah, and it started sailing again and served proudly for us to 1973, when she was retired. And then there was a period of time until we had Nieuw Amsterdam 3. And I venture to say that there's probably one or more of you that have sailed on the Nieuw Amsterdam 3, because she was in our fleet until only 10 years ago. By show of hands, did any of you sail on the Nieuw Amsterdam? Oh, wonderful. Probably about 12, 15 of you sailed on that ship. And I know she was very, very popular together with her sister ship, the Noordam. The Noordam and Nieuw Amsterdam were 2 ships that were built in France in the early 1980s. And as I said, retired in 2000, which all has, as I said, this tremendous, profound linkage to the royal Dutch family. Picture here of Queen Beatrix when she rang the bell of the Eurodam a couple of years ago. And you can see here the list of the royal family that have done us the honor of serving as sponsors, godmothers, and then Princess Maxima when she arrived on Sunday, looking absolutely glamorous. And I can tell you she was a delightful person to have on board and to host her and to walk around with her. She asked a lot of questions about the ship, and she wanted to know about the rooms and security and safety and so forth. So I would not be surprised if we had the pleasure of seeing her on board at some future point in time. We're very proud of this ship, and Captain Manzan and his colleagues afterwards can answer lots of specific questions if you have any about this ship and what a technological marvel she really is, and all the enhancements that we've done to her as we keep building these beautiful new ships. In the process of building this ship and other ships in the fleet, we've become a big company now. We have 16,000 employees across 15 ships, a dozen hotels, hundreds of coaches, rail cars, our headquarters in Seattle, our offices in Rotterdam, and elsewhere. We are now 15 ships Yeah, wonderful. Sally got the MS New Amsterdam up there. So all 15 ships are up there. And they're all, by definition, mid-sized. Now, I know a lot of people think this is a very, very big ship, and in some ways she is, but actually Holland Line's premium class ships are defined as mid-sized ships, starting with the Prinsenbaum, our smallest ship, with only 800 guests, up to the MS New Amsterdam with 2,106 guests. We like to keep it that way. We like to have that personal, more intimate ability to deliver the Holland Line service. We're part of Carnival Corporation. Carnival Corporation is the largest publicly traded travel company in the world. We are what's called dual listed, which means we have a public listing on the New York Stock Exchange, and we have a public listing on the London Stock Exchange. And Carnival Corporation, in addition to owning Holland Line, owns some other well-known cruise brands, including Princess, Cunard, Seaboard, Carnival, and Costa. We go everywhere, pretty much. We don't go to Switzerland, and that's because there are no oceans that touch Switzerland. But we do go virtually everywhere where there is a port large enough to take us, and that includes the 7 continents, because we do sail to Antarctica. We go all the way north to the Arctic. We do 500 cruises a year, some 300 plus ports of call, and our footprint is global, which means we span the 24 time zones, which is why I transited so easily from yesterday to today, advancing the clock, because I'm used to being inconvenienced. One of the great things that has happened to our company and to the world in general over the last few years is the awareness that we all have about the precious nature of the environment around us. We take our environmental responsibilities very seriously. We have built into this ship millions of dollars worth of systems for reusing, recycling, conservation, whether it's fuel, air emission, water, and we have Kieran, our environmental officer, who will be one of the people joining me on stage later on, who could talk very specifically about some of the things we do on this ship to make sure that we are responsible environmental stewards. And with what's happening around the world, and with the global warming issues, the pollution issues we're facing, it's very important that we, as a responsible and profitable company, lead the way in managing our footprint and minimizing it to the extent that we can. The company has been very busy making sure that as we build these new ships, that our older ships are maintained, and not only maintained but also enhanced, so that we have a consistent, coherent fleet. To which we have spent some $500 million over the last 6 years or so on our existing fleet to ensure that they are modernized, upgraded, equipped with the latest tools that we put into our newer ships. And we call this initiative our Signature of Excellence, and Gerald will talk a little bit more in specificity about that. So I would like to end my brief presentation.
Redefining the art.
Keep sound on. I will end my brief presentation with a short video before I introduce Gerald. Thank you.